Greetings, everyone. For those who haven't met, my name is Wenda. I first came here last Sunday after a long stretch of 6 years. My 6 years have been very challenging through issues of witchcraft. I struggled every day because nobody could understand what I was going through. I had to Google to try and find solutions myself. I dealt with things that I never understood. And each and every day was hard, was difficult. And about a month ago, I started looking. I said, I need a place where, because what I realized was a lot of churches don't understand anything to do with witchcraft. They don't understand. They don't even know how to deal with things like, Satanism. We get affected. I got affected in a workplace. I got affected in a church that I attended, where I found that, there's actually witches in churches. And the pastor wasn't even aware. I had to tell him that, so and so and so, they practice witchcraft. And they started attacking me. So everywhere I went, I got attacked. Spiritual attack with pins, needles, and you name it. I think it got worse to a point where they started squeezing, my brain. Then I realized that, I'm really going to die if I don't get help. I kept crying to God and saying, you know what? You really want to tell me there's no place where I can go where I will be able to get help? What am I going to do with my life? I'm praying. I prayed almost, every midnight. Every midnight I would wake up and I'd pray all these, those prayers. And I realized that the more I'm praying them, it's like the more attacks I get. Then I realized that I really need, some answers. I need answers. And then I started Googling again, and I found, the site, demon buses. I read, and I prayed those prayers, and it helped. It would help here and there. And I had challenges with my neighbors who practice Satanism. Every day they jump over my wall, they put ley lines. Luckily, I had learned about that, what ley lines are. And through demon buses, I could break the cases. Okay, I broke them and I returned them. Because I didn't know any better. I did, and it worked because the guy who was responsible for that, I saw him, now walking with a stick. But it didn't stop. Then I said, when I felt, now I've made inroads, now I'm feeling better, the attacks are getting better. They rise up again with something else. That has been difficult. I say, okay, fine. What now? I came across Rebecca Brown's book. I started reading, and started talking about sealing, my place and declaring my house. And this is holy ground. I did that. And I would use anointing oil. I anointed my place outside. I coming from work, they put their own, and I started to realize that, oh my God, what now? What am I going to do? Then I started looking again. Then this time I was really specific. I said, I need a place where they understand what I'm going through. Then I saw Soldiers for Christ. And I said, this looks interesting. I read, the website. And I said, no, I am definitely going here. They don't have an answer for me. They will help me, with what I'm going through. Because people used to think I'm crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I was going through stuff that people don't understand. They think these things are not real. Spiritual things are real and they impact you, your life. Then when I learned from her, Lisa, that there's a workshop, the first Sunday that I came here, because the kind of events I checked was for last year. Then I said, okay, something has to happen for me quite soon. So I enrolled, for the workshop that took place yesterday. And Friday was also again testing, where I thought, now I'm sealing the house and whatever for some odd reason, because that person has got time to do what they do in my house. It looks like that person doesn't wait. They actually watch me. They observe my movements. The minute I'm getting out of my day, that man is standing, or maybe there's a young guy looking at me, So when I come back, I find each time there's something that has been done, in my house. So maybe I just need to retrace a bit. The property that I bought, I didn't know anything about these things. I bought it in the garage. There were pictures of Pharaoh, the snake, and all the stuff of things on the wall. I thought that was just innocent art, you know. Only when I started learning that, you know, those things are demonic, you know. So obviously there's something in the house, because I couldn't understand the people that housed like my uncle, because that's when my problem started, you know. I got a job from where I'm working. I work at the CSR. I got a job for him, and I said, okay, you know what? Instead of you staying in Dips Road and whatever, I'm alone in the house. You can stay in my house and accumulate some money, and then from there, when you find, then you can find yourself a flat. Little did I know that the devil in a lot of witchcraft, a serious one. Still, I didn't know what witchcraft was all about. Then I learned that, you know, they just killed the mother in Limpopo. You know, they reduced it to nothing, to a point where she was just crawling. So everything they did to her, they did to me. I met him. He's tall and quiet. You know, he's tall in stature and quite big. You're not going to believe the reaction. When he saw me, he was shaking like a leaf like this. He couldn't believe that I'm alive. I didn't understand how I was alive. I knew that God is really doing something that I don't even understand. But I'm going through a lot of frustration because the attacks are every day. The 6 years that I spent, it's every day, every second, every minute. I'm going through something. I have to pray. There's no part in my body that they didn't touch. There's no part that they didn't hack. You know. So yesterday when I came, I knew that, you know, I would find life here, because I told myself I won't give up. I'll never be killed by powers of darkness. That's why I refused. And yesterday when I came, because I didn't sleep very well on Friday, my whole body was, you know, fluttering from my brain. And I kept praying. I said, you know what? I will listen to everything that's been said here, and I know by the time I walk out of here, I will not be feeling what I'm feeling. And the teaching from the beginning, you know, it was so awesome, and I learned things. You know, I learned things that make sense to me. I learned things that are practical. I learned things, you know, it's not a church where they teach every fairy thing, you know. It's real stuff. It's things that, you know, we're going through, and it's things that everybody out there needs to hear about, because people need solutions. I know of people, even some of my friends who've gone through witchcraft, you know, and people still don't know what to do with it, you know. And I think people actually shy away from it because they think that, you know, you must be very weird to be talking about this stuff, but it's happening. You know, to a point that, you know, I had a son. When he came in the house, I started doing things through him. So you can imagine the frustration. And I don't know how to deal with these things. So yesterday I started learning, you know, about how I can overcome all these things. And there was a session, I think what really made me stand here is the session where Pastor Gideon, you know, was praying for us. Okay, I stood and then I sat on the chair. And he prayed for me and he spoke about the arm. Yes, my arm was sore because I moved offices to a different building. And there's a young lady, you know, she's very good at what she does. And me and her, we clash, you know, a lot. And she's the one who had to prepare an office for me. So that's where my hand started. And you pick it up. Actually, I had forgotten that, you know, my hand was sore. And you picked up that, you know, you've got a problem with the head. I only thought of the head that I was involved in an accident. So many things happened. Accidents for cars, twice, you know, there's nothing that I didn't experience. So then all the fluttering left. I got home. When I got home, I found that, you know, okay, now they've graduated. They're no longer just using sticks. They've decided not to paint, you know. I found that they painted, put some white pages here and there. And I said, you know what, I'm already quit from training, so I'm no longer scared of this. I said, you know, now, okay, we'll see who's boss. You know, and then I cleaned up the yard because I learned that, you know, of using the blood, you know, because I was using oil. Then I said, oh, good shot, I've got a bottle in my cupboard. So I went outside and started cleaning all the things that they had done. And I had to clean my windows of all the oils. You can imagine my house is a mess. I cleaned. Now it's getting dark. I said, you know what? I'm not worried. I'm not scared of anything. After what I learned, there's nothing to fear. I prayed for the bottle, and I went outside and I started declaring, the ground that is for the Lord, and I started using the blood, and I started using it, okay, I ran short a bit because the yard is big. I think I was really going to town, just praying all over. I got in the house, and I started sealing, I started, spraying all over, declaring or whatever. And guess what? When I was sitting in the house, because that target yesterday was the heart. Again, he prayed for my heart. I don't suffer from my heart, but it's because of the attacks that I get. Because they realized, they tried everything. My eyes, yes, the right one got affected. They tried the brain, the real is not working. Now they are taking the heart. So yesterday, Pastor Gideon said, we need to break, the spirit of death, because I knew that, if I don't find a solution, I'm going to die. I won't die because I'm sick or anything, but because I'm getting this severe attack. So he prayed, for the spirit of death. He sprayed off this thing, with the heart. So when I got home, guess what? That was the first thing, they started attacking my chest and then my head, and everything was just bumping off. Everything was just bumping off, and I actually felt, Father loves me so much that he brought me at the right time. Because yesterday they were all out, but I didn't fear anything. Even on my head when they tried, nothing happened. So with all that, anointing my yard and anointing the house, sealing it, and I slept like a baby. I slept. And I told myself I need to wake up early because I'm going to use, a taxi coming here, and I wasn't too sure, how long it would take and all that. So only around 5, because the struggle with the heart, I could feel it, the fight is so intense. They really want to get to my heart, but they struggle. They just couldn't. Even when I'm seated here, they were trying to break this struggling. They just cannot do the things they were doing, before. And then what they started doing was, I could feel some flutterings, like they're throwing hot stuff on my spine, But it's nothing compared to what I used to experience in the past. I look at it so, just yesterday, changed my whole life. Yeah. Now I know I will lead a normal life once again. I will not fear anything anymore. I'm really thankful for being in this place. I'm so thankful for you, Pastor Gideon, and everyone, for listening to me, and to find people who are like-minded, who don't think I'm crazy.
I would tell family.
Yeah, and there is a solution here, and I'm really grateful. Thank you so much.